of prayers in our various. I'd like to introduce Samuel Wise-McGraw, who is the Director of Project, the official spokesperson for the AYV Media Empire, and he will do us the honor of welcoming each and every one of you here to our amazing office.
Members from statistics and the media. We're here as a result of cementing a partnership that is not so different in terms of jobs and responsibilities, whilst the other cater for the coordination, compilation, analyzing and collecting the data for informed decisions. Also on the other side, we try to use the statistics, the data produced by the other institution to ensure that we set the agenda for development in Sierra Leone. So Statistics Sierra Leone is mandated to coordinate, collect, compile, analyzes high quality data from the field. AYV on the other end is there to ensure we create a platform for the analysis to take place on a broader spectrum so that decision makers will be able to get full knowledge to make informed decisions based on the data collected by statistics. So we're here to cement that relationship today. We're here to ensure that statistics is coming up with the 2020 midterm housing and population census. And how do we get that to Mami Fatuna Kubola? We know definitely there is, amidst COVID-19, there is only one media house that can actually drive that information to that village, and that's the institution we Salon Sabi.
Why there's this presence here from AYV. I'd like to call on the Director of Communications and PR from Statistics is happening here.
Especially during this 2020 midterm population housing census, but more especially we want this relationship. I don't want to call it a situationship. It's got to be a relationship. We want it to be strengthened even way beyond 2020 midterm population housing census. By the way, and permit me to say this, as Statistician-General is a media-friendly personality. He is one of the closest people to the media you would know in Sierra Leone. So when I brought up this idea of having MOUs, he jumped at it. He said, that's the way to go. We have to strengthen ties. It shouldn't be a situation where we have content and we push it and we broadcast. It should be a situation where you feel like we are each other's brother's keeper. All right? And that is exactly why we are here this afternoon. So we want this partnership to provide a space for us so that we can interact with the housemates that is just around the corner. We know that it's going to attract lots of viewership, and we want to utilize that platform. That is one of the things, or one of the reasons why we are actually signing this, amongst several, which is in the MOU.
Statistics, Sierra Leone, two very important. Well, everyone is very important, but we have two very important personalities here as well. As you would expect, the founder and president of AYV Ambassador. And so as you would expect, this is a partnership that, it is event for both institutions and by extension, or by large, Sierra Leone. So on that note, Statistician-General, again, a tongue twister.
Good afternoon. I'm grateful and on behalf of the executive of StatSL. I think what you are doing for us, what AYV is doing for us, for StatSL, is by extension really doing a lot for the country. We write, analyze, like our colleague has said, we do all of this. But the essence is the public must be aware of what we do. And if the public is not aware, then we have not achieved it. Otherwise, we collect all this data and just skip. But when the public is aware, and not just the end product of it, but also the processes to it, the credibility is ensured. You will believe in what we produce. And AYV, we're sure, can help us do that. And that's why we're here. So you're doing us a lot of favor. And we want to really thank you for that. You would not have had the chance to sit here and spend an hour waiting for us and for us to talk if you did not really also consider that this national institution is one that is critical for the development of this country. So the midterm national census, this midterm census for short, is going to count everyone in the country. Everyone, every individual who would have slept in this country on the 4th of December. That is, if you're moving from the 3rd to the 4th, that night, you will be counted. And we have tried to explain to the country what that really means. If you're just passing through, I give an example of someone passing through from Conakry and decided to sleep at a friend's place in Kailam somewhere, arrived, let's say, sometime around midnight, and just slept there on that day. And in the morning, and left to Liberia. We would count that individual. Okay, so this is what de facto is. Did you sleep here? And so we'll be talking to the country, everyone, to be aware exactly of what we'll be doing. So that's important. But of course also, we would want to use the opportunity of this interaction, of this partnership, and I call it an MOU for action, just not an MOU we put aside, so that you help us disseminate the right messages of this midterm population and housing census. We would give you those messages. We will develop those messages together. You are the experts, and that's what my colleague was saying, that we don't want us to just write and give you and then, but that we develop this together, and that's what the partnership is looking forward to. If I could now seize this opportunity to let our country know, and all trade unions out there really know, that we want this to be as inclusive as possible. That is the key word here. Everyone should feel that this is their responsibility to get the most credible data a country like ours can really generate.
Yes, sir. And I think at this point we have to bring another professor, so we balance the equation. To achieve the work that it wants to achieve. And there is no better institution to be able to launch names, so we'll do him the honor of calling it, to also let us know where AY becomes important and very critical exercise it's about to embark in. Because it either would make or break statistics area, especially when there has been a lot of questions why you need term census. So, Professor.
So, we provide as AYV is we meet your dreams and admiration. Of course, a vehicle that we have in terms of logistics that we have to vehicle this is so great that it will meet everything that you desire. I know you're a PR person, and it's so also surprising that you're always on WhatsApp in some groups making contribution, even at the middle of the night. So that you know when you are there, and at 1, 2 o'clock you see an AYV ad coming up on social media, you'll be surprised to say, okay, this is what we do at AYV. So this is the clarification we also want to make, and thank God you just lamented on that. AYV is just not a television station or a radio station, it's also a PR consultant and institution. So it's an institution that handles so many things, credible things for the promotion of this country. And we have been doing it for local and international organizations. And the list that we have of institutions internationally that have partnered with us will meet your widest dreams and admiration as well. So probably the president and CEO will tell you, and it's one of the few institutions that have that close collaboration with the BBC in Africa. So, and why we are also important is the fact that if you cannot have a national census in Sierra Leone and leave the national or a national broadcaster. When I say national broadcaster, sorry for the cliche if I'm going too wide, I refer to AYV as national because it's the only media edifice in Sierra Leone that you can find in the four corners of the country. So this is what we have, and the diaspora as well. So we are going to give you what we have given to other institutions and more. But why we were so hypnotized as well when we came with this, because we want to be associated. We are quite aware that you are a non-political organization, and AYV-2 is non-political. And this is why when we have a cry on call to address a national issue of this nature, we are also very much concerned. And we want the public to know that this partnership is a commercial partnership, that AYV is going to charge Statistics Leone for it, and we are going to provide a non-political service to a non-political institution for the promotion of Sierra Leone's development. Lastly, sir, we have a team together. When the CEO and President received the information, we have taken it very seriously, looking at the magnitude, the frequency of which information will have to be disseminated, the various platforms we have to do that. We have where there is a team in place headed by a very senior director in AYV, and we are also going to equip that team, even though we have equipment, but there's so much we're going to put together. And that is what we do. We don't joke. We finance everything to meet the capacity. So when we're at full employment with the logistics, there's nothing we cannot do with this. So we thank you, we welcome you, and the confidence that you bestowed in us will not be disappointed. Thank you very much for coming here today.
Very much. He is the MD of AYV Media Empire, Dr. Ezekiel Calvin Durabani. So the upcoming mid-term mentioned that there's someone who is coordinating this whole process. And I think it's all but fitting that we, give it a few minutes to sort of let us understand a little bit more about this upcoming census and perhaps why it's very, very important at this time. So I will call on the Census Coordinator Director, Abdullah Brahma, who is from Cross Statistics area.
We actually look at what happened in 2015 during the census, and we came up with the concept of a midterm census. What people are actually used to across African countries is to conduct decennial censuses, census within 10 years. So we did one in 2015 and the next is coming up in 2025. So when we look at all the challenges, I can't look at them really as gaps. So when we look at all the challenges that we are faced by the 2015 census, we thought it fit that it's important, since we are midway between 2015 and 2025 to conduct a midterm census. So we sold the concept to our council, the governing council of Statistics Sierra Leone, also to the minister, and the minister presented the concept to His Excellency the President and his cabinet. I want to say they actually fell in love with it, and they decided that they should make a proclamation for us to conduct a midterm census. So far, since the proclamation, we have undertaken some activities, but it would have been better if we had signed this Memorandum of Understanding 5 months ago, so we can know exactly what we have been doing as Statistics Sierra Leone. We have actually done a national locality verification exercise, that is to go back to the field and verify all locality villages across this country. We have actually done that. It was, very highly inclusive. We involved all paramount chiefs and section chiefs, and we are actually satisfied with the process.
Okay, signed. No, please. Please do not make any comments about me winning.